midweek preview time. Daggy with you for show us your tips to get stuck into Geelong and Warwick Farm. I thought I'd jump on and give some quick thoughts before I fired up the barbecue on a magnificent evening in Sydney. What did I touch on first? Just want to thank everyone for tuning in over the weekend. A great response to some of the shows there, but I think Beaver singled out Bella Nipotina as the best hope in the Everest, so that was good. And not a bad day out, actually, in Sydney, apart from me having one of the bigger bets I've had in a long time on Pride of Jenny. Would have been a real good day if she had a lobbed, but thanks, Hippo, there. And I thought it was a bit disappointing the way the Caulfield track played on the back up from the Wednesday. Funny enough, I didn't hear much about the state of the track compared to last week when everyone needed excuses for broadsiding and co, but I thought it was much worse as I said, on the back up from the Wednesday. That being said, we'll be back to look at the Cox Plate meeting this Thursday night with the Beaver again. We're going to do a standalone Cox Plate show as well, similar to the Everest, but there's only potentially going to be 6, 7 or 8 runners, so we will see. I know 9 accepted, but we'll see who actually turns up come the day, whether it's even worthwhile. But thanks for the fantastic support over the last week or so in terms of the channel. For now, though, let's look at Geelong. Just quickly as well, it was great to see some jockeys rewarded for the initiative. Willow went forward from a wide gate and won an Everest, and I thought the ride on Ostraka was fantastic from Blake Shin, removing any doubt in that race. That was a very cruisy watch there. Geelong, though, we've got to talk about that first. We're going to get to a good 4. We've got the rail in the true. Should be all systems go. I've treated it for fair as insofar as the Wednesday goes. Obviously, Geelong Cup for years provided some Melbourne Cup lead-up form. I don't think this one necessarily does, but we'll get there eventually. We kick off, though, with the same trip over the same track. 2,500-metre benchmark 70 launches the day. I think we can launch the day with a nice favourite to back here in Muktamil. It went to the valley there and was quite brave over 3,000 metres, just being nabbed late. I think dropping slightly back in grade from there. Gate 3 sets up perfectly, just follow along behind Following C, who rolls across on leads, maybe Daiquiri. Just gets a great run. Jamie Mott will get the job done here and kick us off with an easy start to the day for me, at least. Muktamil to get the ball rolling in the first. The second, does it make sure I'm recording? Yep. Is a benchmark 64, 1,100 metres, and one of the better benchmark 64s you'll ever see. This is a very interesting race. I think there's going to be form coming out of it, heading all over Victoria from this race. But we do see the return of a nice colt here, the grunt colt, Akasita, who I liked early on in his career, had a nice win, then was just nabbed late by Southport Tycoon when it started favourite over that horse. We've seen what he's done since. Looks pretty good in hindsight. And off some very good trials, I think he's obviously going to be better than benchmark 64 grade, and this is a nice starting point here from a cosy gate. Thames, Main Danger. I tipped that against Stolly Bolly and Gallant Sun, who you can both forgive off that track on Saturday. It's $8 or $9 and is an absolute live chance. But look, I went looking at Tiffany Valentine. I went looking at under and over. Even Rich Lover, who I don't really have an interest in backing, and Daniels, but is a crazy price at 80s of some nice trials and a decent fresh record there. Maybe one for your exotics if you're so inclined on a Wednesday. The third is a 1,300-metre benchmark 70. Another great little benchmark race. $6 a field, and I've gone with Elphinstone on top. A very good winner, first up last prep, where it went on to win the Sires at Caulfield over a mile and won pretty well there. Should roll forward. I thought it showed some nice pace in the last trial and won that pretty convincingly. And as I said, around at an each-way price, happy to kick off with it on the day. From Zazu, who's flying. The last 2 runs have been very good. Presents a danger here, I thought, at a reasonable price. And there's others. Another race you can make cases for others here. If you were happy to see Wolfie round a bend, good luck to you. Calico Jack pushes forward. Oh, no, he doesn't. He's scratched. Sets up better for Elphinstone. In fact, we'll make De Bergerac next best. 5, 8, and 6 in the third. And I'll just move on from there before I'll try and keep my waffle to a minimum. The fourth is a 1,400 beater, benchmark 64, and almost impossible race for me to decipher too well here. I went looking at freshies and came up with Walk in a Straight Line. Resuming here for the Price and Kent team, and D Lane outside gate gets running line, some clear air, and had a few excuses last time when in work. Trials were good here, and as I said, swoops and reasonable price here to kick us off around the $8 mark, I think. Where are we? Yep. Walk of Fame, I can forgive that last start. Stuck to the inside. Blake Shin jumps on another one, similar price that I might have a saver on. And War Drama gets the biggest jockey change on the card at 20s here. Goes from S Field to Michael D. Last time out, went back at Cranbourne and just stayed there. So, again, I can forgive that with Melbourne's top jock jumping on. A big price for your exotics there. Third pick. The third is a 2200 metre 3-year-old Geelong Classic, a listed race here. And I'm going to put Oxford Blue on top. Chased 2 down discreet on debut. We've seen that horse, obviously, what it did on Saturday. It was quite a cosy watch for its backers. Then went away and won the maiden in pretty much second gear. Rolls forward here, gives them something to chase, and goes on top from me. From best value, Saint Emilion has come down from a Goulburn maiden, I know, but both its runs either side of that heavy track at Kembla were good. And in a race that's up for grabs, why not have a throw at the stumps there at the double figure price? And obviously, Lavelia does look obvious. But both Flemington runs for me were just a little bit meh, maybe mess enough for this race as we head towards a derby. The 6, 700 metre benchmark 70 horse of least convictions. This is who I've put on top. In fact, no convictions at all, really. All runs have been good. Autumn Storm sat wide and won a maiden last time out. The grey here, and I think can kick on from that. Up 1700 metres doesn't look an issue, and will be in a finish. I should actually pause you up quite well just looking at this map here. From Heel Rip, I think it's going quite well. Just nabbed by Saban last time out. The trial since was obviously a mid-prep trial, but it was very nice. I thought it might have been longer. I thought it might have been some value, but the market agrees with me, so I guess I can't be too upset about that one. The race, it's another race. It doesn't end there. I thought perhaps done believing I could find no clues, but it's off a derby prep with Mars, now gone to Matt Kamani. Couldn't make much out of the trials, but he's one that can get these horses rebooted and might be potentially a scary one flashing home late. The feature, got through that one quick, is the Group 3 Geelong Cup. We've seen horses come through this one in recent years and win the Melbourne Cup. American comes to mind, and co. What have I done here as my daughter comes out to offer me snacks? My first instinct here was to just tip Unusual because he didn't have the best of luck in the Metrop. Zardozi and Land Legend didn't have the best of luck in the Caulfield Cup. I think they probably could have both finished closer there. I think that form's okay. And we get Joe Moreira on for Jay Ford. Has the 2,400 metre tick now. It's had the run. I think it all should be enough, and maybe it is. I then went away and had a look at everything else, and I'm really scared of Muramasa here, and more I'm thinking about it, I think I'm going to put it on top, or at least back it tomorrow. Third up here, beautiful trial since Daniel Moore's back to ride it, and should be in a finish, I think. Like I said, third up now. At the price, we'll flip them and put it on top from Unusual Legacy. You might canter in. Birdman, like the race, 4-year-old international, ticks all those boxes we get as we head towards a Melbourne Cup. But I don't know, just didn't know where to quite line it up, actually. Its Ascot form looks good enough, and it doesn't have to be a world beater to win this race because there's a few in the way. There's part of me that thinks this might just be a Wallace sending it around to see what we've got here. Bo Merton's engaged. Yeah, interesting. And as I said, could blow them away, and we'll go, okay, fair enough. It'll be then in the market as it gets towards the Melbourne Cup. I think it's about somewhere in the 30s in the order of entry. I'll make it third pick for the sake of it. And fourth pick, I'll tell you what, there might have been a tiny spark of life in interpretation last time out. I thought that was its best run on the comeback trail in a long time as next best. But let's go to summarise in the feature. 3 from 9 and one eye squinted on the 14. The 8th is a benchmark 84 over 1,200 metres, and I really liked Yellow Slam heading to Caulfield. First up, I spoke about that. I spoke about the trial there, and off the back of the hit and run cameo in the Wongoom. Second up, Specialist. It went back at Caulfield in a leader-dominated race. It made some nice ground late, and I think it's going to be ready to go. So I'm going to put it on top to beat Moby Dick, the favourite, who bounces back. Nothing quite felt right. I was on it up the straight, second up, and just never really travelled, never really got a heap of cover. Can forgive it and might blow these away. D-Lane obviously jumps on as well, which is never a concern. In fact, did ride it last time out. But at the each-way price, we'll go Yellow Sam to beat Moby Dick, and there's a few other bits and pieces. Telbraga, always so honest, and the Gay Bot resuming there as well. Benchmark 78, 1,500 metres takes us home. And I'm going to go with the third upper here in Modown. Blake Shin jumps on board. Swoopers Gate 10 by this time in the evening. And I think it's its race here to hit the line first. It's been in some good form races coming in here. Gate 1, the concern for Belfield, but I think it is value at $13. The trials are fantastic. Johnny Allen inside gates never sit well with me. And if you like the favourite to, what's its name here? Oh, Too Good. No knock at all. Will lead, might be best horse. Trials were good. I just thought this might be by this stage of the game, might be a tricky race to really lead and control and want to finish off the evening with. So I'm going to just go with the swooper in the last. I've also come up with a quaddie somewhere here. Let's see what we've got here on the Wednesday. First leg will go 1 Sky Out, 4 Hill Rip, 5 Midnight Glow, 6 Tessa, and 11 Autumn Glow. Second leg, 3 Muramasa, 5 Herman Hess, at least it's winning, 8 Interpretation, 9 Unusual Legacy, and 14 Birdman. Third leg will go with 4 Barber, 5 Yellow Sam. What have I got here? 7 Tabraga, 9 Kazard, and 11 Moby Dick. And we'll come home with 2 Belthil, 6 Modown, and 7 O'Togood. Skinny up the end. $100 gets you about 27%. Knock a couple of those roughies out, interpretations and co. If you want to get a bit more bang for your buck. My best is in the first, race 1, number 5, Muktamil. And my value will make it in the cup. After all that, race 7, number 3, Muramasa, around the $8 mark there. It's up to Warwick Farm. A bit more comfortable up here in Sydney, where the rail moves out 5 metres from 1,000 to the winning post 3. The remainder, we've had a similar setup a month ago, and it was very much on pace dominated. I've treated this way, a lot of map betting throughout the card. Let's see how we go. If it looks like we're swooping down the middle or anything else crazy is happening, just disregard everything I say for the next 8 minutes or so. We kick off 1,300 metre maiden. And, well, I didn't really like those up on pace in this race. So I'm going to have a couple of bucks on some that won't be too far back. But Superhero is one. Kicked off its career on some wet tracks last time out. And some okay races. Perhaps Maps won one here. Maybe just lead a pair back than that. I thought the trials were nice. And another one at around $8. I'm just going to find out what it's got. Karen is the postillion there. Snitzanova is a big price. It came through an okay set. It comes through the Rose Hill Leaders track a few weeks back. Again, might not have the best setup, but I think that race is potentially stronger than this, and at $15 will make it the danger. And Leakenfield is mapped for the perfect run. J-Mac finished it alongside Canaro, who had very little luck on the weekend. Neither did Good Sort, who would have really set up a great day. But anyway, we'll move on to the second 1,400 metre benchmark 68, which is, I'm looking for the leader here. The 300 is said leader. I'm hoping from gate 10 has not many options. If it can cross from the chute and cover these, I think at the each way price this is a good play. Tim Clark is not one for snoozing around on these gay horses. If it gets over, it was missed the start and just missed at Hawkesbury, then won well, albeit with the bias in its favour at Rose Hill, but does get the similar setup here. I'll put it on top at a reasonable price from Komodo Dragon. It's going okay. Might be a bit further back when we want, and the stable mate Rock Revolution. Good luck to Johnny, who obviously was on the show on the weekend. He's got a share in Dashing Ruperts. I hope it runs well for him there. The third is the staying contest on the card, 2,140 metre benchmark 72. Another one where I'm a little bit against the map, but I thought State of America just was outstanding last time out. That was a midway, but we're in time and demolished them. And it gets this. It's now gate 1. I'm hoping Zach doesn't give that up. It may not matter too much in a staying race, but if it can take up a posse here and gets every possible, I think it wins again. I think $3.80, somewhere around then, is well worth a bet. And I think because it's out of midway, people will take it on. So we might even get better. Cadaver's going well, but has map against and may not run here from gate 15. But as I said, just want to mention it because it is going quite better than first appearances, I think. That's about it for the race. If you're looking for those leaders, yeah, Vega and Fleet Commander both push forward. Probably Cormac T are the ones you look at away from there for your exotics, etc., etc. Fourth is a benchmark 72,000 metres, and I've put Pisanello on top. I think J-Mac from the reasonable gate won't mess around too much, and we are going to lose some of the emergencies, which will make the pace setup a bit better for it as well. Yeah, it goes on top for me from another cognac who you can give the failure at, forgive, I should say, the failure at Rose Hill. Drawn in, if it posies up, might be the main danger. And I thought No Statement drawn out there with the big weight is over the odds should it run, because it will posie up on speed. But the blue colours predominantly of interest in the fourth. Fifth, another 400 metre benchmark, 78. And French Endeavour just gets exactly what happened last time out. Lobs in, as James McDonald, gate 1's going to lob leaders back. Even luck, it'll win again. That was one of the coziest watches of the last month or so. It winning track and distance last time out. And I'm going to make the main danger Edded By, who should push forward and be close to leading. 7-day backup. And is, what is it? Gets Rory Hutchings tick and $9. All looks good. In terms of a quaddie, which I haven't done for Warwick Farm, I would entertain Zoo Attica, Craft Eagle, and maybe even Peace Officer outside the market. The 6 is a 1,300 metre benchmark, 72, and just looking at this market now, they're both around 480. I'll back them both. The 2 leaders here I speak of, Hello World and Spanish Fox. The better result, if I had to split them, would be Spanish Fox Gate 1. I thought Zach did a great job with it last time. I had a lot in his favour, but won pretty comfortably. Stable flying from Hello World, who sort of ditto, but I think it just sets up for the same, and I don't know who's going to chase him down. So the fact I can cover both leaders on what I think will be a leaders track makes me very comfy, and that's how I'm going to bet in the race. Probably have one of the bigger investments on the card, actually, because I couldn't find a lot else to really talk about. So we'll make that the race of interest, I'd say, throughout the afternoon. And we'll come home with a mile benchmark, 72, and Ambassadorial gets every favour on the pace again. Tim Clark, gate 4, pushes forward, has the stablemate riding shotgun as long as nothing silly happens there. And I think we'll be in the finish again. It was a nice resumption, track and trip. I know you sometimes want these gay horses going straight up in distance, but I think, tick over one more at the mile, then up should be okay. Interjection is the main danger and comes back from chasing Swift Falcon. It wasn't bad at all. The listed race there, the Dulcify on a Saturday, gets the 2 leaders backs there, and that might be enough in this with James McDonald. And as I just check what price is $6, yeah. Clear danger. Just to see how the day pans out might be the better result for me, actually. But they're the 2 I'll play predominantly. Another one where a lot of these other ones don't have a lot to offer either on the map or, well, from a talent point of view either. My best at Warwick Farm, race 3, number 6, State of America. I think it may drift, as I said, and if it does, it's still worth backing. I also think French Endeavour and the 2 leaders in that 6 race, Hello World and Spanish Fox. That'll be the way I'll play the card. Mainly value throughout the day. Ooh. Yeah, it's a tricky one. Maybe Snitzanova. I know it's map negative, but it is $15. We'll make it the value in the first. I'll be back with some company Thursday night, hopefully. To look at the Cox Plate, as well as, I assume there's something happening. Is it Golden Rose or Golden Eagle happening in Sydney this week? We're back at Royal Randwick, which would mean the Spring Champion Stakes, so that cracker. We'll look at that card too, though, and the Five Diamonds Prelude, etc., etc. Another good, deep-looking card in Sydney, just on nominations. But anyway, off to get some dinner. Thank you, guys. Thanks for the support last month or so. We're going to keep doing this because, as I said, we enjoy doing it and enjoy better when we find a few winners. Hopefully a couple tomorrow and more than a couple tomorrow. And then we'll get ready for the Cox Plate. Take care and we'll talk very soon.